Hi, boys and girls. Welcome back. It is our second episode of Good After Zoom Cardinal with Miss Kaus.
Hi, everybody. Nice to see you all again.
So how have you been doing, Miss Kaus?
The one thing I love about Mondays is it's my dedicated day to catch up with my students. So we have our own Zoom at 2 on Monday afternoons, and we catch up and we play fun games. We do Go Noodle. So it's definitely one of the highlights of my week is getting to see the kids who participate. So how was your weekend?
Oh, that's amazing. It was great. My cousin actually cut my hair. I was very nervous about it because I figured if it didn't go well, I didn't know how we were going to film this. I figured, but thankfully that didn't happen. And so,
It looks great.
Oh, thank you so much. Speaking of our TV personas here, I feel quite inadequate because, the last show you were on was actually the Kelly Clarkson show.
I literally get choked up thinking about it because I still am not over the fact that I was chosen to be on Kelly Clarkson's show.
Coffee in hand. I've got this.
I know the story about how you ended up on the show, but give a quick recap for maybe anyone who doesn't know.
So, to the families that don't know the story as to why I was on the Kelly Clarkson show, I came home from work and I was so tired. I literally put my lunchbox on the couch and I passed out on the couch with my sunglasses on. And my mom took a picture. And I found out later after I woke up that she took the picture. And I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. I guess I'll post about it. And then the first thing I found out the next day, because it was a Thursday, so that Friday, I was starting a social media break for the weekends. I typically do that. And all of my friends were texting me this link to a BuzzFeed article. And then a few days later, I got a tweet, DM, or direct message from one of the producers of the show. And I was like, no, there's no way. This has got to be a joke. And of course, I found out the week before, literally Friday, that they were going to pull me that Wednesday for the show and that it was also the day of back to school night. So, but I had you as my sub and you did a marvelous job despite the tears and the craziness of fourth week of school.
Well, I remember one of the kids came to me, and I guess I was the first sub they'd had that year, and they're they're kinders. So, and one of the kids said to me, he goes, Miss Kaus has left to be on TV, and you're our teacher. And so I said, no, she'll be back tomorrow. I mean,
oh gosh.
But it was adorable, and I wish I remember who it was. It was super sweet, and so our first guest today is the wonderful, lovely Mrs. Rodner.
Look at you, darling. Those glasses, I dig.
They're my ultra whatever.
The blue light?
Yeah, there you go.
Mine reflect way too much. I can't even see.
I do a little bit too. I do. Gotta get on that, Mr. Thomas. Gotta get on.
Come on.
How have you and
What was that, Mr. Thomas? I'm sorry.
How have you and Mr. Rodner been doing, and how's everything going for you guys this time?
Pretty good. It's pretty different because we usually don't get to see each other that much just because I end up staying at work pretty late or I leave before he even gets home. His shifts have been pretty much the same, so he still works 24 hours. His fire station has been doing pretty well, so he's been staying safe and he has his mask and they have this whole routine and they wash their hands and everything like that, so they've been pretty good.
What have you been doing on the side, for fun? Any hobbies you've been working on?
For fun, I've just been spending more time with my dogs because they don't get to see me that often. Walking around the neighborhood more, listening to music, whatever the mood sets. If I want to be pumped up, then I listen to a little bit more upped music, whether it's Spanish music or just more pop, or my husband likes more punk rock. If I want to concentrate while I'm doing something, then I'll just play classical music in the background. I'll do podcasts that I'm listening to, anything that will set the mood, especially if I feel I need to unwind and just focus on something else, not just the computer or work. And also just doing yoga whenever I can to kind of set my mind back to it. And I know that students could do that at home as well, because I do that before testing time with my students, and I tell them, like go on, what's it called? Any of the like YouTube, there's channels like for them to do it on, or
Go Noodle.
Go Noodle. There you go. Go Noodle. Like you can do. They have like yoga ones and like stretching and mind growth mindset and all those things. So using that at home is good too.
That's awesome. That's a really good tip.
Yeah.
That's how I survived high school and college.
Oh, that's wonderful. And we have another friend joining us in the back. You're because you have 2 dogs, right?
Jessie!
Yeah, he's back there like sleeping. He's been
snoozing.
What is something you would recommend to help us all if maybe some of us are struggling with structure? What are some tips maybe that we can have in our lives to kind of build in more structure?
I think like doing checklists, like I have it with the kids and I tell them, like write down, and I even have students that I do reflections with them weekly, and I ask them like, hey, how are you doing, whether it's academically or socially, and then they will tell me and either do a video or do it on their own. And there was like a student that was making her own checklist, and I think it's so great because she was saying, this is what I did, this is what I needed help with on my Khan Academy assignment, and then I asked Miss Rodner, and I think finding the way that works for you, or asking your teacher, can I have a checklist if you're lost on how to even start, is going to be a great way to know, because all this technology could be really new for them, and it's even technology that even the 5th graders aren't used to, because it's so many new programs that I think me providing them with the checklist and the schedule has helped them. So maybe other kids might benefit from that as well.
Oh, that's wonderful. Because that's one of the huge things that when we made this transition home, so many students lost a lot of that structure in their day. I just know personally, I benefit so much from having structure and a schedule and an outline, and so that calendar you made, I was like, how am I going to know if I'm trying to Zoom with someone else? I was like, of course, Miss Rodner made a calendar, and it's so thank you. All right, Miss Kaus, you still there? I thought we lost you.
No, I'm just being quiet.
Okay.
So our first trivia question today for Miss Rodner is, where are you from?
So this is interesting just because some people don't know I speak Spanish. So the 3 things that I'm going to give you as an option is nationality. Am I A, Guatemalan, B, Salvadoran, or C, am I Mexican?
Ooh, okay.
If you're in my class, you would know that. Yes, I do know Spanish because I use a lot of Spanglish in my class.
Okay. So I know Mr. Estrada's from Guatemala. I know many of our scholars have family in Guatemala. I don't, Ms. Kaus, are you leaning towards something? Should we ask for our hint?
I don't know. I swear I know it in the back of my head, but right now it's like my brain has gone blank.
So Guatemala and El Salvador are Central America. Guatemala borders Mexico, is that right? I think so. I think it's like Guatemala, Belize, and the Yucatan Peninsula. That was a question on Jeopardy. I would have lost it all. I would have.
Don't like Jeopardy. It's over.
And then Mexico is North America.
So it is not part of North America. It's part of Central America.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it is El Salvador. Oh. Flip a coin.
You're sticking with Guatemala?
Yeah.
Oh
no!
All right, so boys and girls, just as we had our trivia question last episode with Miss Mills, now we are going to give you guys a trivia question. Miss Rodner and I happen to share the same birthday on the same day. So we're both Virgos, both Earth people. So
We're all do amazing things, everything, you know?
But someone else has the same birthday at Cardinal.
It's
As
not
Miss Rodner.
It's not me.
So, Miss Rodner, who are our choices?
Is it Miss Calderon, our instructional coach? Is it Miss Morayos, our kinder teacher? Or is it Mr. Castro, our paraprofessional?
All right. Now, those are three great options for our scholars.
I tried like separate them all.
Yeah. No. I happen to know since
Very
it's
diverse.
his birthday, and we all
Virgos all know each other, so we all know.
right. There's always a group text like "Happy Birthday" to us.
Yeah.
Last year.
Yeah.
What is our hint? What is our hint for our scholars to help them choose between those three?
Okay. So the person that we share the birthday with, they have the same name as somebody else on staff.
Same first name or last name?
That's what I was just gonna ask.
Yeah. I don't know if I should make it that easy.
Okay. So once again, Miss Calderon, Miss Morales, and Mr. Castro.
Mr. Castro.
Okay. And boys and girls, whoever is the first person to answer, and you can reach out to your teacher. Someone actually reached out to Miss Rodner last time and they won. So the first person to give the right answer to the question wins 10 points. With enough points, you'll be able to choose a prize. So like cool journals and folders and things like that. So we're gonna have fun things.
I'm so excited.
Yes, me too.
Ms. Rodner, any kind of last parting things you wanna share either to your class or Cardinal in general?
Well, I miss my class, first of all. I'm constantly talking with them, Zooming with them, just checking in. That I even scare them because they're wondering why am I calling them, and I'm like, just saying hi, you know? But everybody just, stay healthy doing this. I know that it's so difficult, and hopefully the sun starts coming out more this week so you guys can walk around your neighborhood safely, like Mr. Thomas said that he likes doing in the last episode, and I do as well, but make sure that you're wearing your mask, that you're eating healthy, drinking water, doing your work, make sure, because in the end, it's all gonna matter for your next grade, for the next year, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to do meaningful work for you to keep pushing through this time, and if there's anything that you need to talk about or you need help with, reach out to your teacher and reach out to the staff, because we are there for you, and we do keep in mind like who doesn't have internet, who needs more help, who needs tutoring, who needs more food, who needs help with anything. So make sure that you guys are reaching out. Yeah.
That's amazing. And I would encourage all of our scholars, you can even reach out to all the different teachers. Miss Rodner is such a great example of someone, even if you're a first grader, if you need help on something, Miss Rodner is, I don't know how she does it. She's always working. We shared a grade level for a while. And I would say, wait a minute, you sent this first email before I woke up. And you sent the last email after I went to bed.
I mean, and you guys, if the scholars have the Microsoft Teams, they could actually chat with other teachers and other classmates as long as they know. I don't know how, Miss House, like if the lower grades have it or Mr. Thomas, but for us, like as long as they find each other, they could chat and say hi to their old teachers and stuff like that. So they could reach out for help like that too.
Oh, thank you so much, Miss Rodner. We really appreciate it.
Of course.
Thank you so much to all the families. We know you guys are working so hard. We are so thankful for you to be working so hard at home. We are so happy to be here to support you. We want to say thank you to Miss Rodner for joining us today, and we hope you guys stay happy, healthy, and continue to work hard. We are so proud of you.
Yes, we are.
All right, we'll see you later, boys and girls. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
And, okay, awesome.
I'm just staring at Jessie in the background. I'm like, I just want to pet you.
I know. Oh, so adorable.
I love Jessie.